What if you stopped letting things get to you? What if every rude comment, every unfair moment, every stressful situation just bounced off you like it didn't even matter? What if you could walk through life completely calm, unshaken, unbothered? Let me tell you something most people never realize. The world doesn't change when you scream at it. It changes when you stop reacting to it. Right now, you might be exhausted, tired of overthinking, tired of feeling attacked, tired of letting small things ruin big moments. But what if I told you, you don't have to live that way anymore? In this video, I'm going to help you train your mind to be calm under pressure, detached from drama, and centered no matter what's happening around you. This is part 1 of the "nothing bothers me" mindset. And once you master it, no one will ever have power over you again. Collision Part 1: The Power of Calm, Mastering the "Nothing Bothers Me" mindset. 1. Life will always test you. Don't flinch. Life's messy. People talk behind your back. Traffic makes you late. You lose money. You get ignored. Someone disrespects you. It happens to all of us. But the people who rise, the ones we admire, they're not the ones with perfect lives. They're the ones who don't flinch when life throws fire at them. They don't yell. They don't panic. They don't explode. They stay calm. In control. Composed. That's not by accident. That's by training. It's a decision. And it starts today, too. Emotional puppets versus emotional masters. Most people walk around like emotional puppets. Someone says something rude, they snap. Someone questions them, they get defensive. The strings get pulled, and they dance. But here's the truth: every time you react, you give someone else your power. Think about that. You're handing your peace, your mood, your energy, to strangers. But you don't have to. You can cut the strings. You can take control, not by suppressing emotions, but by mastering them. 3. Calm is your weapon. You ever see a woman who doesn't flinch? She walks in, and you feel her presence. She's not loud. She's not trying to impress you. But somehow, she owns the room. That's what happens when you train your mind to stay calm. People notice. They respect you more. Because calm is rare. And rare is powerful. When everyone else is spiraling, and you're still steady, that's when the world starts to move out of your way. 4. The power of non-reaction. Let's talk about insults. Imagine someone mocks you in front of others. Most people lash out, get angry, fight back, but you smile and walk away. And no reaction. No drama. No wasted energy. That's silence? That grace? That's dominance. You just showed them, you can't shake me. They expected a storm, and got stillness. That makes you unforgettable. 5. Turning failure into fuel. Now let's talk about setbacks. You failed. You were rejected. Something didn't go your way. You know what most people do? They sink. They doubt. They give up. But not you. You look at the failure, and you say, "What's the lesson here?" You take the hit, and keep walking. You don't get bitter. You get better. That's emotional detachment. It's not cold. It's focused. 6. Become the woman you picture. Here's a secret: your mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. So use that. Picture the strongest version of you, walking into a room, calm, elegant, untouched by chaos. Rehearse it in your mind every day. Visualize how she walks, how she talks, how she handles pressure. And one day, you become her. Not because of magic, but because you trained for it. 7. Not everything deserves a reaction. Every day, things will happen that try to steal your attention. Someone cuts you off in traffic. Someone sends a passive-aggressive text. You make a small mistake and your mind wants to spiral. Pause. Ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Will it matter in a year? In a week? In a day? Most of the time, the answer is no. Protect your peace. That's your job now. 8. Indifference equals freedom. Let's clear something up. Indifference doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care deeply, but only about what matters. You stop chasing approval. You stop arguing with people who don't matter. You stop giving power to things that don't deserve you. That's not apathy. That's clarity. That's freedom. 9. Let them wonder. People will notice your silence. They'll try to push your buttons. They'll wonder why you're not reacting. Let them. You don't owe them an explanation. Your peace doesn't need to be justified. The mystery becomes your strength. Let people ask, why doesn't she get mad? Let them whisper. Let them guess. Because you've got bigger things to focus on. 10. You're building a new life. This is more than a mindset. It's a new identity. It's waking up each day and choosing to stay centered. It's knowing that no one else controls how you feel. Unless you let them. You're not here to win arguments. You're here to win your peace. You're not here to fix everyone else. You're here to master yourself. And this is just the beginning. In part 2, we'll go deeper into mastering criticism, letting go of control, and owning your silence in a world that demands a reaction. But for now, remember this: the calmest one in the room always wins. And that calm, that confidence, that power, it's already inside you. Let's bring it out. Part 2: Mastering Criticism, Silence, and Letting Go. The Power of Stillness in a Loud World. 1. Not everyone deserves access to your mind. You know what takes most people down? It's not the hard work. It's not the failure. It's the noise, the opinions, the judgment, the criticism. Everyone's got something to say about your life, your choices, your journey. But here's the truth: not everyone deserves a seat at your table. Not everyone's words are worth listening to. The strongest people aren't those who argue back. They're the ones who smile, stay quiet, and keep moving. Because they know the loudest voice isn't always the wisest one. 2. Criticism is a mirror, not a command. Someone criticizes you, says you're not good enough, not smart enough, not ready. Here's the trick: don't absorb it. Observe it. Is it true? Does it align with your values? Your vision? Your truth? If not, dismiss it. Like a leaf in the wind, just because someone throws their opinion at you doesn't mean you have to catch it. Let it fall. 3. Silence is a language of power. There's a time to speak, and a time to stay silent. And sometimes silence says everything. When someone expects you to explain yourself, but you don't. When they try to drag you into drama, but you walk away. When they want a reaction, and you give them peace. That's when you control the moment. That's when you shift the power. Because silence, it's mysterious. It's commanding. It makes people wonder, what does she know that I don't? 4. Stop needing to be understood. We spend so much of our lives trying to be understood, trying to explain our decisions, prove our point, make everyone like us. But here's a hard truth: you're not meant to be understood by everyone. Your dreams are yours. Your vision is yours. And some people won't get it. They'll mock it. Dismiss it. That's okay. Let them be confused. Let them laugh. They don't need to understand you. You need to understand you. That's enough. 5. Let go of the need to control. One of the hardest, and most freeing, lessons you'll ever learn. You can't control everything. You can't control what people think, what they say, what they do. And trying to, that's exhausting. But once you stop needing to control the outside, you start building real control inside. You don't force things. You flow with them. You don't chase. You attract. You let go, and let life unfold. 6. What you don't react to. You rise above. You ever notice how powerful people don't flinch? They don't respond to every insult, every rumor, every misunderstanding. Why? Because they know a secret. What you don't react to, you rise above. When you ignore petty drama, it dies on its own. When you don't defend every choice, you look more certain. When you stay grounded, people start treating you differently. It's not about arrogance. It's about alignment. You're too focused to be bothered. 7. Emotional control is the new confidence. Confidence isn't loud. It doesn't need to brag. It doesn't need to be seen. True confidence is quiet, controlled, intentional. It's walking into a room and not needing approval. It's hearing criticism and not taking it personally. It's letting go of the need to fix every misunderstanding. Because you've got bigger things to focus on: your vision, your peace, your growth. 8. Detach from what you can't control. People will gossip. They'll twist your words, misunderstand your actions. Let them. You can't spend your life correcting everyone's version of you. Instead, correct the version of you believe in. Focus inward. Let go of control over people, outcomes, and timing. The less you grip, the more you grow. Freedom isn't about fixing the world. It's about letting go of what's not yours to carry. 9. Your peace is sacred. Protect it. Here's something most people don't realize: peace isn't found. It's protected. You don't just stumble across it one day. You fight for it. You build boundaries around it. You let go of what threatens it. And yes, sometimes that means being misunderstood. Sometimes that means being silent when others expect you to react. But in that silence, in that silence, you heal. 10. Final message. You're becoming untouchable. You've come a long way. Maybe people used to shake you. Maybe criticism used to break you. Maybe silence felt like weakness. But not anymore. Now you see clearly. Every opinion doesn't matter. Every argument doesn't need you. Every misunderstanding doesn't need to be corrected. Because you're no longer chasing validation. You're building peace. You're walking with purpose. You're mastering the art of silence, the beauty of stillness, and the strength of letting go. This is part 2 of the journey. In part 3, we'll build on this power by teaching you how to strengthen your mindset under pressure, build emotional immunity, and develop the toughness to face anything without breaking. You're not fragile. You're focused. You're not weak. You're wise. Keep going. You're becoming untouchable. Collision Part 3, Mental Toughness, Building Emotional Immunity and Inner Strength Under Pressure. Studio microphone, opening hook, spoken slowly, calmly, with quiet confidence. Think of the strongest person you know. Not the loudest, not the toughest, but the one who never flinches, never chases attention, never breaks under pressure. They don't explain themselves. They don't overreact. They don't seek approval. And yet, somehow, they lead every room they walk into. That's not luck. That's not personality. That's mental toughness. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to build it, one mindset shift at a time. 1. Stand like a mountain, unshaken by the world. You know who people respect the most? The one who doesn't flinch. The one who stays grounded, no matter what's happening around them. Because in a world that's constantly trying to shake you, stability is rare. And rare is powerful. Mental toughness begins when you stop reacting to everything. Every comment, every look, every delay, every mistake. You stop feeding your emotions and start feeding your focus. 2. Don't be easy to shake, be hard to influence. Think of the people you admire. Really think about them. They're not chasing likes. They're not needing validation. They're calm, focused, decisive. They know who they are. And that makes them untouchable. When someone tries to provoke them, they don't react. They don't explain. They don't defend. Because they understand, your words only have power if I let them. Now imagine living that way. Imagine not needing to win every argument. Not needing to be understood. Just walking through life with quiet certainty. That's what you're building. 3. The world will always have something to say. Let it. People will judge you. They'll misunderstand you, question you, criticize you. Let them. The moment you start needing to be liked, you hand over your power. Stop chasing acceptance. It's a moving target. You'll never win the approval of people who aren't meant to understand you. So instead, win the approval of the one person who truly matters, you. Because when you respect yourself, the rest follows. 4. Respond. Don't react. Let's say someone criticizes you unfairly. Most people defend, explain, overtalk. That's reaction. But you? You stay calm. You hear it, analyze it, and respond. If it's even worth responding to, sometimes silence is the loudest answer. Remember this: when you stay in control of your emotions, you stay in control of the moment. The one who stays calm always holds the power. 5. Train yourself to pause. The secret to mental toughness? It's the pause. That split-second moment between what happens to you and what you do next. That's where your power lives. Most people go straight from trigger to reaction. But the strong? They pause, they breathe, they think, they decide. Practice the pause. Make it your habit. Because in that space, you choose who you want to be. 6. Let go of control and gain it back. You cannot control everything. Not people. Not outcomes. Not timing. But here's the twist. The moment you stop needing to control everything, you start gaining real control. over yourself, over your thoughts, your energy, your direction. Trying to control everything drains you. Letting go makes you lighter, faster, freer. Let the world do what it wants that you're too busy mastering yourself. 7. Detach from the outcome, attached to the mission. Here's where most people fall apart. They obsess over outcomes. They need the deal to close, the person to call, the praise to come. And when it doesn't, they fall apart. But the mentally tough? They focus on the mission, not the outcome. They show up, give their best, and trust the process. If it works, great. If it doesn't, they pivot, not panic. They don't crumble because they were never attached to one result. They're attached to their purpose. And purpose is unbreakable. 8. Criticism is a test, not a truth. Let's be clear, not all criticism is created equal. There's feedback that builds you, and feedback meant to break you. You need to know the difference. Ask yourself, does this person understand my path? Are they where I want to be? Is their feedback rooted in knowledge? Or in fear, insecurity, or jealousy? If it's not useful, discard it. Don't let cheap opinions become expensive burdens. The strongest minds filter criticism. They never swallow it whole. 9. Celebrate quiet confidence. Confidence isn't loud. It doesn't need an audience. It doesn't shout, "Look at me!" It whispers, "I know who I am." You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You don't need a spotlight to be powerful. Confidence comes from consistency, from showing up even when no one's watching, from building discipline in the dark. Let others flash. You build. Let others talk. You walk. 10. Silence is strength. You sit in a loud world. Silence is rare, and rare is respected. You don't need to respond to everything. You don't need to correct every misunderstanding. You don't owe explanations to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Learn to hold your tongue, not out of fear, but out of power. Let them wonder. Let them guess. In that silence, you remain in control. Because the moment you stop explaining yourself, you stop giving others the blueprint to break you. Direct hit closing message, spoken slowly, warmly. With quiet fire. You're not here to be liked by everyone. You're not here to chase approval. You're here to build yourself. To grow stronger, sharper, quieter, and most of all, unshaken. Mental toughness isn't about pretending you don't feel. It's about learning not to be ruled by what you feel. The world will test you, but you will pass. Because while others react, you respond. While others panic, you pause. And while others fall, you rise. You're becoming the calm in the storm, the grounded in the chaos, the one who can't be shaken. This is mental toughness. This is your power. And this is just the beginning. In part 4, we'll dive deeper into mastering emotional energy, staying focused under stress, and becoming immune to toxic distractions. But until then, remember, you are strong, you are still, and you are unstoppable. Part 4, Emotional Energy, Staying Focused in Chaos and Protecting Your Inner Power. Studio microphone, opening hook, calm, direct, commanding. Your energy is your most valuable currency. And most people, they give it away carelessly. They react to everything. They argue with everyone. They stress over things that don't matter. And at the end of the day, they feel drained, anxious, and stuck, not because they didn't work hard, but because they gave their energy to everything except what actually matters. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to master your emotional energy, protect your inner peace, and stay focused, no matter how loud the world gets. 1. Protect your energy like it's sacred. Think of your energy like a bank account. Every thought, every reaction, every argument, it's a withdrawal. So the question is, what are you spending it on? Most people spend their emotional energy on things they can't change. Other people's opinions, minor inconveniences, pointless arguments. But the emotionally strong, they protect their energy like it's gold. Because they know. Focus isn't just about time, it's about energy. You can't build something great when you're constantly drained by things that don't matter. 2. Emotions are signals, not instructions. You feel angry. You feel anxious. You feel frustrated. Good, that means you're alive. But here's the truth, your emotions are not commands. They are signals. They're messengers, not masters. When you feel a strong emotion, don't blindly obey it. Pause. Listen. Ask, what is this emotion trying to teach me? Respond, don't react. Because maturity begins the moment you stop letting your emotions control your actions. 3. Don't let chaos pull you off center. Life gets messy. People disappoint you. Plans fall apart. Problems show up out of nowhere. That's not personal. That's life. And if you're waiting for the world to calm down before you feel peace, you'll be waiting forever. The secret? You don't need the world to be calm. You need you to be calm. Emotional power is staying centered in the middle of chaos. It's breathing deep when the pressure rises. It's thinking clearly when others lose their minds. The strongest person in the room is the one who can stay grounded, no matter what breaks around them. 4. Withdraw from what drains you. Not everything deserves your presence. Not every conversation needs your input. Not every invitation is an opportunity. Some things are distractions dressed as urgency. And if you're not careful, you'll spend your whole life attending to the unimportant. Start auditing your energy. Ask yourself, who drains me? What steals my peace? Where do I leave feeling empty, not empowered? Then make a bold choice. Withdraw, not out of bitterness, but out of wisdom. You don't owe access to your peace to anyone who doesn't honor it. 5. Refocus on what you can control. Here's a simple truth that most people ignore. You cannot control people. You cannot control outcomes. You cannot control the past. So stop trying. Start pouring your energy into what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, your habits, your mindset. When you shift your attention from what's outside to what's within, your life changes. Control the controllables. Release the rest. 6. Your attention is your power. Guarded in a world full of distractions, your attention is the prize. Every app, every notification, every piece of news is trying to steal it. And most people, they give it away for free. But not you. Because once you realize your attention creates your reality, you get selective. You stop scrolling endlessly. You stop chasing gossip. You stop reacting to everything that flashes across your screen. And you start building, start focusing, start protecting your most valuable resource, your focus. 7. Become unavailable to negativity. You don't need to fight every negative thought. You don't need to argue with every negative person. Just become unavailable. Picture a phone ringing with negativity on the other line. You don't answer. Not because you're scared, but because you're free. Free from being pulled into problems that don't belong to you. Free from the emotional traps others set for you. Make it your goal to become emotionally unavailable to anything that disturbs your peace. 8. Create inner peace through daily discipline. Peace isn't something you stumble upon. It's something you create through discipline, through daily choices. Waking up early instead of hitting snooze, meditating instead of scrolling, reflecting instead of reacting, saying no to what drains you, so you can say yes to what builds you. Peace is not passive. It's powerful. It comes from knowing you are in control of yourself. And no matter what happens outside you, the inside stays strong. 9. Detach from drama. Anchor in purpose. You have a purpose. A vision. A life to build. And that means you can't be everywhere. You can't entertain drama and still build something meaningful. So the next time someone tries to pull you into their chaos, pause and ask, does this serve my purpose? If the answer is no, let it go. Because the more attached you are to drama, the more detached you become from your destiny. Purpose and pettiness cannot coexist. Choose wisely. 10. Master the reset. Protect your energy daily. Even the strongest people get drained. What sets them apart? They know how to reset. They don't stay in low energy. They don't stay stuck in stress. They stop, breathe, and reset, on purpose. Maybe it's 5 minutes of silence. Maybe it's a short walk. Maybe it's putting the phone away and sitting in stillness. You don't have to stay drained. You can reset. You can reclaim your peace. And every time you do, you become harder to break, and easier to respect. Direct hit. Closing message. Warm, empowering, centered. You are not here to be reactive. You are here to be intentional. Choose where your energy goes. Protect your peace like it's gold. Because in a world of chaos, your calm is rare. In a world of noise, your stillness is power. In a world of distractions, your focus is your edge. You are learning to hold your energy. Stay grounded. Stay present. And that is what makes you unstoppable. In Part 5, we'll explore building unstoppable momentum, the habits, focus, and mental clarity that move you forward, no matter what obstacles stand in your way. But for now, take a breath. You did the work today, and you're already more powerful than you were yesterday. You're calm. You're clear. You're in control, and you're just getting started. Part 5: Unstoppable Momentum. Building habits that keep you moving forward. Studio microphone. Opening hook. Calm, fierce, grounded. It's not about how fast you move. It's about never stopping. You've seen people start strong, then disappear. They get excited. They make plans. But the moment it gets uncomfortable, they quit. They doubt. They fall back into old habits. Why? Because they never learn how to build real momentum, the kind that carries you through the hard days, the quiet seasons, and the storms. In this video, I'll teach you how to build that momentum, and more importantly, how to keep it. 1. Momentum starts with one decision. Momentum doesn't begin with action. It begins with clarity. You have to know exactly what you're building, where you're going, why it matters. Ask yourself, what do I want? What am I no longer willing to tolerate? Who do I need to become to get there? Once you're clear, act immediately. Because clarity without action, that's just fantasy. But clarity with consistent movement, that's momentum. 2. Small steps every day, no matter what. Forget perfection. Forget giant leaps. If you take one step every day, just one, you will change your life. Most people wait to feel ready. But readiness is a lie. You don't wait to feel like moving, you move anyway. Discipline is doing it when you don't feel like it. Momentum is built by stacking small wins, day after day. You're not trying to impress anyone. You're trying to become someone. And that's a slow, steady, daily grind. 3. Don't rely on motivation. Build systems. Motivation fades. Systems stay. That's why the most successful people don't depend on feeling inspired. They build habits that make success automatic. Morning routine, daily planning, time blocks for deep focus. A no negotiation zone around your purpose. These aren't just routines. They're the architecture of momentum. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. So build systems that don't let you fall. 4. Cut out what slows you down. Every step forward takes energy. And every distraction, every drama, every unnecessary commitment, it pulls you backward. If you're serious about building momentum, start subtracting. Subtract toxic conversations. Subtract distractions. Subtract habits that drain you. Momentum isn't just about moving faster. It's about traveling lighter. Every no you say to what slows you down is a yes to your future. 5. Move through resistance, not around it. You're going to hit walls. Fear, doubt, delay, laziness. You can't avoid them, but you can outlast them. When resistance shows up, don't retreat. Lean in. Tell yourself, this is not a stop sign. This is training. Every obstacle is a test. Every delay is a lesson. Every failure is feedback. The people who win are not the ones who avoid resistance. They're the ones who keep moving through it. 6. Track your progress, even when it's small. Momentum builds faster when you see it. So start tracking your progress daily. Write it down, celebrate it, review it, even if it's just, I did my morning routine. I finished the task I avoided. I didn't quit. It matters, because small wins build belief, and belief builds momentum. Most people stop because they don't see results. But the results were there, they just never looked for them. You can't build momentum if you don't recognize your progress. 7. Ignore the need for speed. Trust the process. You will have slow days. You will question yourself. You will look at others who seem so far ahead and wonder, am I too late? But here's what you need to remember. Momentum isn't about being fast. It's about being consistent. Don't compare your beginning to someone else's middle. Don't get distracted by how far you still have to go. Focus on the next step, then take it. Because one step, taken with focus and intention, is more powerful than 10 steps taken in panic. 8. Build identity, not just habits. Habits are what you do. Identity is who you are. If you want long-term momentum, stop saying, I want to be disciplined, and start saying, I am disciplined. Start speaking like the person you're becoming. Because identity shapes behavior. And behavior shapes momentum. It's not about acting like someone else. It's about rising into the version of you that's been waiting to come alive. 9. Surround yourself with energy that moves you forward. Momentum is contagious. So is laziness. Audit your circle. Ask, who sharpens me? Who challenges me? Who drains me? Your environment matters more than you think. If you want momentum, surround yourself with people who are building, growing, pushing, not coasting. And if that means walking alone for a while, walk alone. Momentum is too precious to waste on the wrong crowd. 10. Commit to long-term focus, not short-term highs. Anyone can be excited for a week. Anyone can grind for 30 days. But momentum isn't built in spurts. It's built in seasons. The hard ones. The boring ones. The lonely ones. What you do when no one is watching will determine how far you go. You're not here to play short games. You're here to build something that lasts. So show up. Even when it's hard. Even when it's silent. Especially when it's silent. Because real growth happens when the spotlight is gone, but you're still moving. Direct hit closing message, calm, inspiring, empowering. You don't need to rush. You don't need to impress anyone. You just need to keep moving. Point 1 step. 1 hour. One choice at a time. Momentum isn't about hype. It's about discipline in motion. You don't need to be perfect, just persistent. Because every day you show up, you're building something unstoppable. Your momentum is no longer tied to motivation. It's tied to your mission. And that's what makes you powerful. In Part 6, we'll explore how to command your self-image. Because what you believe about yourself creates your reality. But today you moved, and that movement? That's the beginning of everything. You are focused, you are disciplined, and you are becoming unshakable. Part 6. Command your self-image. Become the person you were meant to be. Studio microphone, opening hook, grounded, calm, and powerful. Here's the truth most people never hear. You don't rise above your self-image. You may dream of success. You may work hard. You may grind day and night. But if deep down, you don't believe you're good enough, if you still see yourself as the old version of who you used to be, you'll sabotage everything you try to build. This is where it ends. This is where the real transformation begins. Not outside, but within. In this final part, we'll show you how to command your self-image, rewrite the story you've been living, and step fully into the person you were always meant to be. 1. You become what you believe. You are, not what you wish, not what you say. What you believe. If you believe you're a failure, every success will feel temporary. If you believe you're weak, you'll second-guess every decision you make. But if you believe, truly believe, that you are capable, worthy, powerful, then nothing can stop you. The mind builds the reality. So if you want to change your life, start by changing the image you have of yourself. 2. Stop living by the old script. Maybe you were told you weren't smart enough, or disciplined enough, or strong enough. Maybe someone's words became your identity. But you are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not what someone else once said about you. You get to decide who you are, and you get to rewrite the script right now. Let go of the outdated version of yourself that keeps holding you back. She's not in charge anymore. You are. 3. Your inner dialogue shapes your outer world. Pay attention to how you speak to yourself. Are your words building you up or tearing you down? Every time you say, "I'm not good at this. I always mess up. I can't do it," you're programming yourself to fail. But when you shift your self-talk to, "I can figure this out. I'm growing stronger every day. I'm becoming the person I want to be," you change everything. Because the words you whisper to yourself in silence become the results you see in the real world. 4. Visualize the future you every day. Close your eyes. Picture her, the highest version of yourself. What does she look like? How does she speak? How does she walk into a room? How does she respond when life gets hard? Now act like her. Speak like her. Live like her. Because the brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. The more vividly you visualize the future you, the faster you become her. 5. Break free from labels that no longer serve you. You've been carrying labels that were never yours to begin with. Lazy. Emotional. Undisciplined. Average. Throw them off. They don't belong to you. You're allowed to evolve. You're allowed to outgrow your old identity. You don't owe anyone an explanation for becoming stronger, more focused, more fearless. You don't have to stay small to make others comfortable. You weren't born to be hidden. You were born to shine. 6. Act now. Identity grows in action. You don't have to wait until you feel ready to be who you were meant to be. Confidence doesn't come first. Action does. Deal what the strong version of you would do. Wake up early. Say no to what distracts you. Speak up when you used to stay quiet. The more you act like her, the more you become her. You don't wait for belief. You build belief through bold moves. 7. Surround yourself with mirrors of your future self. Environment matters. People matter. If everyone around you sees the old version of you, it's time to find a new circle. Surround yourself with people who remind you of who you want to be. People who reflect strength, discipline, purpose, and clarity. Let their energy remind you of what's possible. Let their presence pull the best out of you. Because no one rises in isolation. We rise when we're seen, clearly, for who we can become. 8. Protect your identity like it's sacred. Because it is once you've started building a new self-image. Protect it. Don't let doubt back and don't let someone's opinion shake your belief. Don't let failure become your definition. Guard your identity like your life depends on it. Because it does. The person you are becoming is worth protecting. Speak only what builds her. Think only what fuels her. Move only in alignment with her. 9. There is no going back when you've tasted what it feels like to be powerful, focused, and in control. You'll never want to go back to who you were. But moments will come, when the old habits whisper, when fear tries to pull you into familiar comfort. Stand firm. Tell yourself, that version of me doesn't exist anymore. You're not becoming her. You are her. You've already started the transformation. Now own it, fully. 10. This is the beginning of everything. This is more than a mindset. It's a rebirth. You've learned how to master emotion. You've stopped chasing approval. You've silenced noise. You've built momentum. And now, you've claimed your identity. You don't need motivation. You are the motivation. You don't need permission. You are the permission. You are no longer walking through life questioning who you are. You've remembered it. You've reclaimed it. And now, you rise. Direct hit, final voiceover close, calm, fierce. Uplifting. This is not the end. This is your beginning. From this moment forward, you no longer beg life to be easier. You've learned to be stronger. You no longer seek validation, because you trust yourself. You no longer wait for the perfect moment, because you create it. Every day, every choice, every thought, it's shaping the person you're becoming. And now, you know who that person is. She's powerful. She's focused. She's grounded. And nothing can shake her. Not because life gets easier, but because she got stronger. And that's you now. You're not becoming her. You are her.